happy that you have joined me in our mathematics lesson. And today, in our topic geometry, we want to look at the Pythagorean relationship. Pythagorean relationship. This relationship is only applicable in a right-angled triangle. The Pythagorean relationship is only applied or applicable in right-angled triangle. I know you have seen a right-angled triangle. That this is a right-angled triangle. How do you, or why do you say it's a right-angled triangle? It is because it has a right angle which is 90 degrees. Therefore, that side or the line that is opposite the right angle, it is known as hypotenuse. It is known as the hypotenuse. It's known as the hypotenuse. It is known as the hypotenuse. The line that is opposite the right angle, which is 90 degrees here, it is known as the hypotenuse. So this relationship is only applicable in right-angled triangle. In right-angled triangle. Now, I want to show you how we come up with that relationship. I want to show you how we come up with that relationship. With me here, I have a triangle. I'm sure you can see it. I have a triangle here. So this is the triangle that I have. I'm very much sure you can see that triangle. Now, this triangle, the right angle is here. That is the 90 degrees. So it has a height of 3 centimeters. It has a base of 4 centimeters. And then this side we have said, the side that is opposite the right angle, it is known as the hypotenuse, which is now 5 centimeters. Now, if I take this line here, the 3 centimeter line, then on that side, I divide the equal number of squares. I make a square here. I have made a square here, and that square, you can now see, if this side is 3 centimeters, this one is also 3 centimeters. So I have this square on this part. I have a square on the part that is measuring 4 centimeters, so which means this one is also 4 centimeters because these are squares. Then I also have another square here which is measuring 5 centimeters by 5 centimeters. So you can see this is a square measuring 3 centimeters by 3 centimeters, 4 centimeters by 4 centimeters, 5 centimeters by 5 centimeters. Now, when I look at my squares, look at the squares on this side. How many are they? The squares on this side, how many are they? The small square, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They are 9 squares. Look at the bottom here. The square on the bottom, how many squares, small squares do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So I have 16. On this side, how many small squares? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. I have 25 squares. What can you notice? What can you notice here? Look here. When I take this number of small squares on this side, they are 9. I add to the number of squares on this side. How many are they? 16. What do I get? When I take 9 plus 16, I'll get 25, which is now here. I don't know whether you are seeing that the number of small squares on this side plus the number of small squares on this side will give me the number of squares, small squares, on the hypotenuse side. Which is very true. 9 plus 16 will give me 25. Now, that means if I have a right angular triangle like this one here, if I have a right angle triangle, like this one here, and I've said the one or the side that is facing that the side that is opposite the right angle is known as the hypotenuse. So this is the hypotenuse. So if this side, the height, I can call that side A. Then this side I call it B. And the hypotenuse here I call it C. Now we want to derive this relationship. The measurement here was 3. The square formed here, it is 3 centimeters by 3 centimeters. When I take 3 multiplied by 3 will give me 9. 4 multiplied by 4 will give me 16. 5 multiplied by 5 will give me 25. And if I only have 3, what can I do to 3 to make it 9? It means I'll take 3 squared, because 3 times 3, 3 times 3, it is the same as writing 3 squared, because 3 squared is 3 times 3, which will give me 9. That means if I have this side, because this side I had 3 squared, this one I had 4 squared, and this side I had 5 squared. I think you can be able to see that 3 squared is 9, 4 squared is 16, and 5 squared is 25. So if this side is A, then I'll say A squared, this side, plus B squared, this side, will give me C squared. And this is what we are talking of, the relationship. The Pythagorean relationship. A squared plus B squared will give me C squared. That when I take height squared plus the base squared, they must give me hypotenuse squared. Once you know this, I'm very much sure you'll be able to get anything or any question concerning the relationship we are talking about. Therefore, with me here, I have an example. We want to use the formula we have derived here to work out the given question. What is the measure of R, S, and Q? We have R, S, and we have Q. Now, in this figure here, you can see we have 2 triangles in one triangle. So we have a bigger triangle and we also have a smaller triangle. So in this case, we have 2 right angle triangles. We have a bigger one, A, B, C. Then we have the smaller one, A, B, D. I'm very much sure you have seen. Now, let's take triangle A, B, D, this small one. That is A, B, D. So this side, we have been given it's 15 centimeters. This side, we have been given 17 centimeters. So you can see we have the hypotenuse. We have the height. We don't have the base. So here, we can go back to the formula that A squared plus B squared should give me C squared. So let me call this side A, this one B, and this one C. So if I have A squared, I've not been given anything, plus B squared, that is 15 squared, should give me C squared, which is 17 squared. A squared will be equal, A squared plus 15 squared will give me 225. Confirm. 15 times 15, 225, will be equal to 17 squared, which will give me 289. Hope you know that. So how do you remain with A squared? What you'll do, you'll collect the like terms. Take this plus 225 to the other side, it becomes minus 225. We are collecting like terms together. So it had a positive sign. When it equals an equal sign, becomes a negative sign. So A squared will be equal to 289 subtract 225. 289 subtract 225. 9 minus 5 is 4. Then 8 minus 2 is 6. So A squared is 64. We are saying that A squared is the same as A multiplied by A. So how do you remain with A? You get the square root of A squared and get the square root of 64. The square root of A squared is A. then the square root of 64 will be 8. So it means our measurement here, which is now D to B, it's 8 centimeters. And D to B was Q. So our Q now, we've gotten our Q as 8 centimeters. So we have Q now, you can replace it by 8 centimeters. We have done with Q. Let's now find out whether we can get the S. How do we get S? How do we get S, pupils? We take now the bigger, right triangle, the bigger right angled triangle where we have A, B, and a C. So our BC is 20 centimeters, you can see from the board, and our AB is 15 centimeters. Remember, this is the right angle. So automatically we want to look for the hypotenuse. So we can call this one A, B, and our hypotenuse C. So A squared plus B squared should be equal to C squared. Our A is 20 squared plus our B is 15 squared should give us C squared. 20 squared, that's 20 multiplied by 20. You know it's supposed to be 400. 15 multiplied by 15 is 225. Should be C squared. 400 plus 225 will be 625. Should give us C squared. But we don't want C squared, we want C. So get the square root of C squared and get the square root of 625. So you get the square root of both the sides. When I get the square root of C squared, will be C. And the square root of 625 is supposed to be 25. So our C here is 25 centimeters. And SC from our diagram here, SC it's S. So our S is 25 centimeters. So we'll say S is 25 centimeters. 25 centimeters. From there, I know you can get R. How do you get R? How do you get R, pupils? From B to C, it's 20. And from B to D, it's 8. So what is remaining? To get R, we now take the whole measurement, which is 20, subtract 8. So we'll take 20, subtract 8, you get 12 centimeters for R. So our R is 12 centimeters. Such that when I add this distance CD and DB should give me 20. 12 plus 8 should give me 20. So our R is 12 centimeters. Our R is 12 centimeters. That is how you are supposed to apply this knowledge on the Pythagorean relationship. I'm very much sure you have enjoyed the lesson, and in the next lesson I'm very much sure you'll be able to answer those questions. So what I'm leaving you with, find out the questions from the primary mathematics, do and work them out, you'll be able to get the correct thing. Thank you for listening.